Welcome to Andy Chats and Tarot. Welcome in. Hello, Sagittarius. Let's get to your message. Please do take in only what you feel helps you to help yourself. What's not resonating, let it go. It should be for someone else, or it might appear later down the road to be of interest to you and be helpful. Remember, you are in charge of what you let in and what you don't in life. Thank you to all of you for your support for this channel. I really appreciate it. Let's get to this. Please like this video, comment below. Would really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Here we go, Sag. Big growth here for you. Growth you hadn't even thought of was possible. Big growth. Okay, you've got the Two of Cups in the reverse here. A back and forth with someone. Back and forth. What's the truth? Back and forth. Back and forth. You know the truth. And I think you even know their truth. But you're just wanting them to say it. You've gotten the downloads. You've got the messages. You've got messages from others, too, on this. Knight of Pentacles, yeah. This is, you want somebody you can rely on. That's who you are. You're someone that can be relied upon. And you want that in a partner. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. But you feel like you're missing out on that in this connection. Seven of Pentacles. It's time to invest in yourself, or that's something else you feel is missing. This person will invest in everybody except for you, or so much of their friends, or something, their work, but not you. Disappointing back and forth. Disappointing back and forth. Maybe it's arguments you have over and over again, the same arguments. Here's, yeah, Two of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Misunderstandings you have the same conversations and arguments over and over again. And it's just draining. Time to block that. Find your happiness, walk towards it. Think your happiness through. That's been a running theme this morning in the messages. That's where your transformation lies. Thinking it through, cultivating it. What is your happiness? Not what's your happiness with this partner or how you want them to change, but what is your happiness? What does that look like? And then the steps start to fill in, start to become clearer how to get there. The Hierophant is out here, the Queen of Pentacles, because in those steps you know what you're going to reject. What's the energy you're going to reject moving forward? You want something much more traditional than this person. And that might be just becoming obvious to you now, after maybe a few years. But very significant that you're figuring that out. You have different ideas of what's important in life and in a relationship as well. The Fool, yeah, it's time to take a leap here of faith. The Eight of Swords, I think you're ready to move forward with something else. There is naturally just an element of fear here, Two of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And you don't want to do anything herky-jerky or knee-jerk reactions or quick, without thinking it, thoroughly through. But Spirit's saying the road to to the transition is thinking things through in a way where you're very clear on what's happiness to you and what you want your life to be looking like in the future in the way of happiness. Cultivate that. Get very clear on that. Yeah. Big, deep questions coming out this morning. Having the strength to ask yourself, what is your happiness, and knowing it. And what are some of the vices you need to tame, or some things that get in your way of that happiness that needs to be addressed. Okay, we've got the Eight of Cups here, yeah, and the Empress. Maybe this person, because they think so much about work or something about them being, you're kind of under the impression that you walk away from abundance here if you leave them. But by the same token, your happiness is upside down, like it's on its head. There is not a lot of happiness here. Could be same-sex relations here on either side that might be happening. Okay, we've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I think that the energy of the cards is saying it's good to just take some time out here and be on one's own so that clarity can be gained. You know, there's a sense of needing some clarity here, and it's gained by being on your own. The Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, being seen. I'm hearing be seen by the divine. Ask in prayer where you're headed, where you need to be. You know, does that feel like a big ask? Of course. But I feel like you receive justice here when you ask for the balance, for the next steps, for even what you should be thinking about at this stage in your life and how to gain this clarity you need. There's something about rebuilding the building blocks and the pillars that you need right now, just for you. Just focus in on you. What are those pillars? Because when you focus in on everybody else involved here, or even if it's one other person and their needs, then you're bringing in too much. It's too much to take on. That's not your responsibility. Focus in on you. And the one or two things you can focus in on now that equal your next footing and where you want to be. Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and knowing what you want to release. You know, gain your footing in your happiness, and then know by that step alone what on the flip side needs to be released that isn't about the footing in happiness. Yeah. And spend some time here, because this reveals to you slowly, or these are tough questions that require time by yourself. What's clear here, I feel, is that you're just not interested in the partner anymore, in the partnership. Four of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, and if there's a family, you know, you're worried about that, but I feel like this situation might not be good for them either. Yeah. Young energies, yeah. Young energy is learning to also pull back emotionally. And do you want that? Do you want that to be the reality? While you're trying to also help yourself out of an exhausting time. Remember to give back to the youth here, if there's youth involved. So there's opportunities for them. That's got to be of importance. Yeah, support and nurturing them has to be on the high end of importance. What do we have in the way of an oracle here for you? Take your power back. That's lovely. Yeah, coming from an area where you're just not satisfied anymore. It's just, you know the truth here. It's just not for you anymore. It's time for you to bloom elsewhere and help others who are younger, children energy, to bloom, blossom as well. Back and forth energy with this. Deep freeze. This is putting you in a timeout. Spirit putting you in a timeout. It's time to ask the tough questions. Gain the strength. Know your answers. Be clear. Through all this work, tough work, knowing your next steps start to appear clear to you. Yeah, but this requires a lot of thinking about this. These are not easy questions. These are not easy answers. But they're necessary. It's necessary to take this time out, to know what they are. What are those answers? Let's grab a charm. I've got the triangle here. Balance. Seeking the balance now. It's a different ball game for you. Love and peace. Walk with that in mind. Love and peace. Being your guide. Beautiful. Let's see. Do we need something else here? I feel like we do. Okay, I feel like some of you are saying, okay, especially when we touched on, you feel like you're leaving your abundance here with this person. Remember that you're protected. Okay. Remember your worth and your talent. Okay. Because there is much that you can do to be your own abundance. Four of Swords, the Knight of Wands. This moves quickly for you, or you're in the midst of these moments where you're being asked to rest and take a time out. You're in a deep freeze. Don't look back. Let the deep freeze help you with some of these answers. Help you find the peace. I'm looking for the peace. Where are the answers? Justice. You will find justice here. It's the second time you've gotten that card. The work is difficult. It's not easy, but there is justice on the other side of that work. And that's ultimately what you're seeking here. The balance, the justice, a place of peace and love for those and others in your family. That's your message, Sag. Wow. Think it through. It's requiring time and patience and thinking this through. That's your message. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, Sagittarius, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.